Welcome back to Top Dogs Podcast. My name is FictionBoi.
I'm Stream ArcaDad.
And I'm Whiplash Wolf.
And I'm Hital.
Before we begin, why don't you tell what you do on our show?
Oh, hi. So, I'm a social media manager for Top Dogs Podcast. I currently make Twitter posts, post TikToks, sometimes make graphics. Ultimately depends on availability. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But honestly, it's a pleasure working with the team, and yeah.
Well, we are happy that you are on this team, and thank you for doing everything that you can to help out. It's much appreciated.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, honestly, I was not expecting it. I saw the post and I was like, man, I want to see what would happen if I signed up for this. I've had a couple of years of experience like advertising for like major businesses like Taco Bell, and I thought, why not give it a shot? And
okay.
Here I am.
Well, thank you for participating in today's episode, which is what we're going to be talking about. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about what Hital has brought up to me, which was like maybe a few weeks ago, which is being passionate about making content and also learning how to do it, how it impacts you as the creator, no matter what the size. You can be big or small. So I'm going to be introducing the first question to you. And since, Hital, you brought this up, I'm going to be asking you the first question. And then we'll give our perspectives so you can keep up. And we'll keep going that pattern for the rest of the episode, okay?
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. So my first question is, what inspired you to become a content creator?
So that is actually a very good question. I have always admired like content creators throughout, like, I want to say like elementary school. I remember like coming home from school and just watching like Minecraft YouTubers. I even tried to become one when I was a kid. That did not go well. But I wanted to get in that headspace because I honestly like look up to people who are able to sit in front of a camera and come up with like specific things to say and things to talk about. That's why I admire this podcast so much, because like y'all are just great at like improv and just like bouncing off each other. And basically what inspired me was watching a bunch of people on YouTube, and it led up to this moment being in the furry fandom. Whiskey Dingo, Beta Ada the Loda, Glitch Wolf on YouTube, pretty much everybody. I kind of combined the two, became a PNG Twitch streamer on Twitch, voice actor, that kind of stuff. Kind of just branched out and just became the person I am right now.
That's good. I mean, we all had a starting point. I would say, for me at least, that when it came to content creating, I was first introduced to it on YouTube, like most people would be. I discovered by accident, I discovered one of PewDiePie's videos. And that was like before he was big. I would say he was probably around
2010, 2011.
I discovered him in like 2012.
I actually discovered PewDiePie in like 2011 too, when he first started like playing.
Honestly, my first PewDiePie video was watching him play Conker's Bad Fur Day, and my god, was that funny.
That is a good series that he did. I do recommend watching that. That was funny. But yeah, so I got inspiration from him, technically, because he was one of the first content creators.
Sorry.
Oh,
My dog is
Stop
chewing
on my
a
lap.
ball, and it's driving me nuts. Give me that.
Yeah.
No. Give. Swear to God.
I was wondering what I was hearing in the background.
Yeah, you guys could hear it, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
I thought you were like, honestly, at first I thought you were like opening a Coca-Cola, and I was like, wait, what's happening? Is he drinking something? And I heard
Jen
the
was
dog.
chewing on the bottle.
Yeah, he was chilling about crazy. I was about to mention it, but I was like, you know what?
Yeah, mid you talking about PewDiePie, I was about to say, like...
What is that noise? But anyways, yes, back to what I was saying. And that was, yes, technically the first content creator that I did find was PewDiePie, who gave me inspiration. My first video I ever found of him, which, keep in mind, you can still probably find this on YouTube, I don't know, but it was swimming around in a, women's private parts.
I love that game. I love that game.
Oh my God. You just unlocked a core memory.
Yes, that
Make a princess. I'm swimming around.
No, we're not gonna sing that song.
I love that game.
So I found that and I was like, this guy is funny to me. So I went to go check his other videos and I realized him doing meme or funny gaming videos was not his thing. It was mostly horror, and I was digging it, and I watched him play Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which was a good
Oh my
game,
God,
by the
that
way.
series was phenomenal. Oh my God.
Yes, and when I watched him, I was like, over time, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I started off doing YouTube videos. Ironically, I started off with Minecraft as well. And no surprise there. But I did not really. I found it very difficult to really do any content on Minecraft when you don't really have a group. So I decided to branch out and do other things. Like I decided to. What did I do? I went to go play Battlefield, and I was a part of a group that was very dedicated to try-harding Battlefield 4 players. And we made a lot of combinations with that game.
The funny thing about that, I was the complete opposite. I played Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 for the Xbox 360. Oh wait, no, Garden Warfare 1 for the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite game. I wasn't a Call of Duty guy. I still don't like Call of Duty, but I can agree.
Halo.
I liked Halo too, but I never did Halo content. I didn't want to.
I
don't want to.
English is so
kid.
good.
I love
the reason why my English is so. Oh, sorry. The delay.
That delay is huge.
What I was saying is,
it's because
for
we're in a
me,
different region. I'm sorry.
I just want to say one thing.
There's 100 milliseconds of ping. I'm so sorry.
I got 89. It's pretty bad. I just want to say that
42.
me, it's. Never mind. Just keep going.
No, we know.
Go on.
Speak.
I want to try another time, man.
Hang on.
Fifth time.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Idle, let me ask him something.
I will keep my mouth shut.
Let me ask him something. No, wait, hold on. Speak, boy.
I didn't throw you very hard. Oh, you're still there. I see you. Okay,
All
so
right.
what I wanted to say, for me, Halo, the Xbox 360, I used to play a lot of Halo 3, and this is actually how I got good speaking English. I had a bunch of American friends, and I was talking with them almost every single day, and I completely lost my accent. So, yeah. Good
That's so cool.
memories on that console. Yeah.
Halo 3 was my favorite one. So was Halo Reach. But
honestly,
no. Ooh, triggered right
So
now.
we're not gonna.
I hated Halo Reach.
I actually like Halo Combat Evolved. I don't know if you guys played that game, but
Yes, I have. That was my first one of my first video games. Yes, of course. I grew up playing that when I was 6.
yeah.
To be fair, I did Modern Warfare 2 when I was young. To be fair, I played Call of Duty though from what was it, World of War? Or no, from Call of Duty 4 all the way up until Black Ops 2. That was my favorite generation of COD.
Yeah, there we go. But anyways, as I was saying, yes, did these videos and I wanted to do what's the correct term? The correct term was I'm not sure what the correct term was. What PewDiePie was doing, was that like commentary? YouTube commentary?
Videos.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's what Markiplier does. He does commentary
He
playing
still does
games
it.
too. I love watching him play the Resident Evil games and all those. He's very smart. He's very methodical. He has good logic. He remembers detail. So some content creators out there, like, they just play a game and they scream and they do random thing, and I find it kind of stupid. But Markiplier is funny when it's time to be funny, but he takes the game seriously at the same time, and he really balances things out really nicely, and it's fun to listen. And he has a really smooth voice. I honestly love Markiplier's voice. I think it's very sweet.
I like his introduction that he usually does. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. That's how he would talk, and that was his way of talking. But yeah, I did commentary. And I did commentary, and that didn't work. And then I did more commentary, that did not work again. And then I decided to find TikTok and branch out from there, which that turned out to be very successful, and which led to what this podcast is now, because we have that fan base to build up upon this. And I got into other things, which was, again, I'm a voice acting and training, and doing music. So I'm happy about where I'm going. Yes, I am building the foundation. Thank you, Hal, for helping me. Well, you had to start somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly, I was right there with you. Voice acting is not easy. I will tell you that. I have taken many classes. I actually, my first couple of weeks of doing it, I actually tore my vocal cords. It was not fun. I had to be hospitalized for a couple of weeks because of that. But luckily they were able to salvage them, or else I wouldn't be able to speak. So note to self, everybody: if you're gonna scream into your microphone, drink water.
Yes. But I do have one thing I do got going for me, which is this podcast and also singing, which does help your vocals, especially if you're doing voice acting too. Because I think I have that, because I know for a fact that you still have to have the confidence to speak into the microphone and not be shy, which, this helps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the range of your voices when you sing. Yeah.
I still don't know how to sing personally, and honestly, that was the fun of it, because in drama class we would do karaoke at the end of every year in high school. And I would be just the absolute worst, but I'd kill it every single time, and everyone would just get up and clap, and it was the greatest shit ever. That's why
you should sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that one is really hard to do.
That's the funny part. I did.
So
my last year of high school.
I'm currently in a play right now, a comedy play called Rex the Last Canadian Cowboy. It's in French, but don't look it up. You won't find it. It's French only. But I really want to get into singing a lot more. One of the actresses in our play actually is part of a musical group. Musical. And apparently there's a group that is not too far from where I am, and I would love to. I've actually sent them a message. I would be interested to sign up. I don't know if I have the singing skills for it, but I know they're looking for male actors and singers. So I wouldn't call myself a singer. Acting, I've only done one play, but I've been killing it. Apparently, what people are telling me. Playing the character. I really want to get into that. I think that would be really nice. Voice acting is fun too.
I would say this.
I've always...
whatever kind of thing that you do, and whether it is any kind of hobby, whether voice acting, music, no matter how much talent you have, your talent will never beat hard work. So
you have to put a hard work into it. It takes a lot of time. Like doing a play.
Talent can only get you so far.
Musicals are one of the hardest things I think I've ever done, because I got to in my high school drama career thing. We got to do Dear Evan Hansen for the last year, and I got the lead role, and I had to do singing lessons, and come finally, I don't know, the ending, just everything about it was really exciting. Musicals are very hard though, and rehearsal is very draining because it's like
It is.
you have to, because for plays you have to build the set, you have to use the set, and then you have to dismantle the set and put it away, or dismantle wood and reuse it, or put everything back. That kind of stuff.
I can actually vouch for that, because the play I'm doing right now, the last week before our show, we would show up to the theater from 6 p.m. all the way to 10 or 11 p.m. every night except one. So 4 nights of rehearsal, and then we got the 2 plays, and now we got the rest of the week off. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I've probably invested like what 50 hours. I probably spend 50 to 60 hours.
Now,
and that's not even singing. I want to do comedy musicals.
Take that, but with people who didn't know what they were doing, and that's what
oh my God,
what drama class was. Yeah, it was like,
but it's so worth it though.
It was a whole 3 months. Yeah. It was a whole like 3 months of just building, rehearsing, dancing, singing. It was fun. I loved it. And the fun of it is that you don't know what you're doing, but then you'll end up knowing what you're doing by the end of it, and you'll learn and you'll grow. And that's what I love about it. That's why I love drama so much. That's what got me into doing this in the first place.
It's kind of boring and very slow at the beginning because everybody's reading their text. Everything is taking a huge amount of time. My hyperactivity was like killing me right now. I struggled. But when we started actually being on the set and playing our parts, then it started to be fun. And it was really interesting. And you know what? I'm really glad I started off with a comedy play or a play before doing a musical, because I realized just doing a play is a lot of work. Doing a musical is even more work. So
I needed to ask what Whiplash wanted to do. We have to figure out what about Whiplash? What are you doing? What were you doing in the past, and what would you be doing now? Or do you have any future projects that you want to do in the future? And what does content mean to you?
I just did content for fun. I didn't literally go anywhere with it besides just doing it for fun. Like, to be fair, what started my content creation was rage. It's a weird way to start off with. It's a weird way to start off with it, but it was just like my job mainly was making me mad. So, man, really, even though I changed the base station location, stop doing that. You're right there in front of me.
They make sure your lenses are clean on your base stations too. If they're dust, they'll dissipate the beams. And also, you make sure you don't have any reflective surfaces, windows, TVs, mirrors, glass, anything that is shiny and smooth. Infrared will bounce off of that, and it will mess up your tracking.
Yeah, that's why I'm in a semi-lit room.
But this is facing me. The lights are on. The windows blind is closed. There's nothing like reflective unless my thing's off. Yeah, it's just a fan. Give me a second, turn that on. But back to that. It was just mainly rage. Rage is what got me into content creation because it made me do 3 things. It made me become healthier and go exercising. It made me start doing content creation, which I started my first video course, and then what was the last thing? Wanted to get a different job, which I didn't get a different job, but I got moved up twice since then in my company. So, to be fair, I don't regret doing it. It was fun. I still like doing content creation, but I'm less active in it now versus when I first started. But that's how it usually goes. Like, it starts getting tiring, but I still love doing it regardless. It's fun.
The only thing that you never will get tired of, which I think you should do, is definitely probably invest in maybe doing some car content, like whether it is educating people about certain parts, or maybe talking about different type of brand cars. You don't know. You could do that, and you would enjoy that more often. Yeah.
Like Chris Fix or Mighty Car Mods. That would be cool. I really love those two.
True. I might do that because
I watch Chris Fix on how to replace your AC system, your AC compressor, and recharge your system. I watched this video to do it, and it worked. I mean, it's been a month since we came back from FWA, and I changed like the AC system, compressor, and radiator in my car. Like, like a few days before we left. It's been a month and it's been running flawlessly.
I mean, I
great.
definitely should, because actually this weekend coming up, I'm doing some just cosmetic work on the inside of my car. So technically, I could. Not a bad idea.
Get a good tripod. Get those gorilla pods that have like arms that you can bend. So the thing is, when you do car videos and repairs, you have to place your camera in really freaking weird angles, and get a key light, a small little rectangular key light you can put on top of your phone. That will save you a lot. Don't get the big ones. Get the small one, because they, when you're trying to film like, taking off a bolt on the back of a caliper, the wheel weld is so like tight that it's hard to fit any type of gear, yet alone then after you have to put your tools in there, so it makes it really difficult.
I mean, it is now, especially since I put a big brake kit on my car. There's less wheel, less space back there.
Okay, let's start with the next question. Hital?
Hello.
How would you define your success as a content creator? Is it about numbers, engagements, or something else?
Personally, I view content creation more in the fact of gaining an audience rather than focusing on numbers, because I feel like the numbers get to people's heads and the fame gets to their heads, and I personally am fine with where I'm at right now. Would I like to grow my own community? Sure. Yeah, of course I would. The reason why I'm currently happy with the way I am right now is because that I have like friends and people that are in my Discord server who kind of like pop by and say hi and hang out in my streams. I'm fine with the people that I have currently. But to answer your question, I think content creation should be more like viewed as a a base kind of thing instead of like numbers. More of an audience, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I want to answer that.
Before we head up, before we answer anything, before we talk to anybody else, I gotta say this. We had to go over the questions of the week, which the questions of the week were, what kind of content you do / would you like to create? Now, if I had to go pull up the questions, and we have a few actually, so there is some questions from Justin, the Firewolf dog. He said, I would love to make podcasts just like you guys, and maybe gaming too. Well, I appreciate that. That is so sweet. Thank you, Justin. And there was one from Louis, or Actor Howlez. That's what we call him. He was suggesting create thought, which was provoking, inspiring, or uplifting content that brightens someone's day, whether it be through short films, vlogs, or animation. That's a pretty good one. You definitely could do something like that.
I've been doing the Dad Advice series to kind of inspire people and teach life lessons and stuff. I've been really enjoying those.
Honestly, I love those videos, and thank you for making those, because when I was going through a time, that made me feel so much better, because
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm unfortunately in the position where I do not have a father figure right now. So thank you for doing that. I'm sure I can speak from many people on TikTok. Just thank you for that, because that is
big hug.
Thank you.
That is
I appreciate your support.
Yeah, no, of course. No, like I could have never admire you for something so like I always love those videos on TikTok, like the Korean dad videos. Those are also pretty cool.
I need to check that out.
Just in general, like, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody here. Thank you for that. It's great. You're doing great.
The thirst traps is a good way to gain an audience quickly, and then after that I can go to actually doing what I want to do, which is to help out people and try to reach people as much as possible. So, yeah, I found a recipe that works.
Yeah. You might think being a thirst trap is easy. It's actually more stressful for me.
To me, it's really easy. I mean, honestly, to be completely honest, the avatar does most of the work. But here's the thing. The avatar is... Some parts of the avatar is stuff that reflects me, and it also is stuff that I'm into. So I guess a lot of people are into the stuff that I'm in. So, yay!
Yeah.
But the Dadvice series, I have a lot more content coming up. I have a bunch of ideas. I just need to record it. I have thirst traps and funny, sexy things. I kind of like to make it mix and match and make it fun. Make it entertaining. I like to vary the content slightly. Yeah, okay. I have one coming up with Timmy Otters. I think that's a funny, sexy one. I would classify those as funny, sexy.
If we're gonna do that, then that's fine. But I get that. But now I'm gonna start off with this question would be from Derpy Wolf 13.
Yeah, because I'm gonna drift for a little while if we keep on going.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get in the habit of stopping you before you continue on. God dang it.
I wasn't there last episode. You guys didn't wait for me. I was rehearsal till 11 o'clock. I mean, it's understandable. You guys had to go.
Yeah. Derpy Wolf 13 answered in the question. Derpy Wolf 13 asked the question I would like to make. Well, not question, answer. God, I cannot talk. I would like to make content about.
Jeez.
You want me to give you a backhanded compliment? I got one right here.
No, move.
You know what's funny about that? 2 days ago, he was like making fun of me because I couldn't do tongue twisters, and here he is just stuttering his mouth away.
Oh my god.
Hey, go ahead.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm in trouble now. Uh-oh.
I am not.
Hey. Behave.
Hey, how dare you? How dare you?
Okay, this is what I do.
I'm trying to finish these questions.
I was protecting
We're kind of. I wasn't going to throw him. I was going to pet him.
Oh, okay. Felt like you were going to yeet him. Sorry.
No.
Yeet is
I already made the golden rule. I don't yeet guests.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I would have pulled a move.
All right. So, as I was saying, Derpy Wolf 13, I would like to make content about writing science fiction books and give general tips about writing. That's actually not a bad one. I do admire that. I do like writers. And Desfine says, well, I am a streamer and I make gaming content. Well, I would like to know what kind of gaming content you do. Like, you can definitely tell me what you do. Like, do you prefer horror, funny games, stuff like that. And that was like all the questions. God, it took me 15 minutes to get through that.
Yeah. What were you saying earlier that you wanted to get back to? I don't know if you remember. You were. I think you were asking me something.
Well, first we
just
need to do one more thing.
Actually, we do two more things.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right.
So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, it will notify you with each of our videos and our shorts. And be sure to also follow us on our audio platforms and leave us a rating, and that it will help us out a lot. Join our Discord and our Telegram chat. Links for all these things are in the link tree down below in the description.
Okay, peg bounce. Okay, so, well, hold on. Whiplash is going to do something, though.
Whiplash, what do you want to do?
Oh, God, I forgot this avatar shorter. Oh. 1 second. I was supposed to grab one of these. Oh, no. Come here. Oh, that does nothing.
You're grabbing the remote. Are you trying to grab the remote?
Do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
be a motivational speaker.
Do it.
Come true.
Just
yesterday.
Just
you
do it.
said tomorrow.
Just do it.
I love the motivation.
Screaming. It's like. Oh, Jeff's coming. Oh God, he's coming. Oh God.
Oh, he's coming.
Oh, Jet.
Okay. Yeah. When I started screaming, I think he thought I was calling for him. So, calling to all of our Top Dogs fans. You want some cool stuff? You can by subscribing to our server subscription on Discord. Become a podcast supporter today. Get exclusive, raw, and uncut footage of your favorite podcast episodes. Join supporter meetups, and talk with other podcast supporters and the team. Plus, you get a custom-made paw emoji and other goodies that come with our $2.99 subscription. A month. But wait, there's more. Upgrade to the podcast supporter plus and get episode voting, supporter feedback, and live audience participation for only $5.99. You also get a sneak peek of upcoming ideas, merchandising, and more. You don't have to join these subscriptions, but it does help us out a lot. And for all the people that are supporting us right now, thank you so much. And you don't need
thank you to everybody.
Subscribe to us, but just listening to the podcast, sharing with our friends. We really appreciate all you guys are doing for us. So thanks for listening, and you guys are amazing. We love you all. Yee.
Yes, we love all
sorry,
of
my
our
link
community.
cable disconnected. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're good.
You're good.
Good. You're
Okay,
good.
so
You're good.
So going back to the numbers versus building the community. So I was invited to be on the content creator meetup at FWA, and it was one of the questions people asked where, okay, so I want to start making content. People say that I should not check the numbers on how many people are watching me, but some people say I should. So my answer to that is it depends on what you're looking for. If you want to have just fun and have a good time and do your own content, don't watch the numbers because it's going to stress you out, and just don't do it. But if your plan is to build yourself up as a content creator, building a brand, numbers are a good metric to figure out if you're performing well enough. So I would say yes and no. The numbers will tell you if you're doing good or bad. That's what statistics are. That's why we take in numbers and stuff. If you're seeing that you're getting only 1 or 2 viewers every time you're live streaming, then maybe there's something missing in your content. Again, if your plan is to grow as a content creator and build a brand for yourself, then yes, the numbers matter because they will tell you if you're doing your stuff right or wrong. Personally, when I make content on TikTok, I set myself goals for views. I need to make 10,000 views within 24 hours. If I don't reach that mark, it's because I've done something wrong. Hey, Jet. Yes, I'll give you pats later. Down. Good boy. So I challenge myself to reach that point. Now, I've set my bar really high, and I don't expect anybody to set that bar so high. So there's a few key points you have to keep in mind. You have to find something that is unique to you. The market right now is saturated with people that make content on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube. So you need to find the one thing that makes you different from all of them out there. And once you find that niche point that you can use, which is your numbers will tell you what it is, then go off of that and have fun with it. So yes, the numbers, to me, it's a metric on knowing if I'm doing a good job or not. If I'm not doing a good job, then I have to rethink my content.
I would say when it comes to certain projects like voice acting, I don't think an audience or numbers really matter in that state. Who are you trying to, like, when you're auditioning, you're looking at the people who's trying to get you. So you have to... I don't think that numbers don't really matter at that point. I think what matters is your skills and your foundation and how many projects you've done, your experiences. Those matter.
The numbers, the more people are watching you, the more likely you'll get those big contracts that will push you even further.
I was gonna say, because like most of the famous like voice actors that are out there, like Bryce Papenbrook, Jonah Scott, all those people, they have quite the large platform. I would say numbers matter in the regard what Stream said. Like, if they didn't have those numbers, I don't see them getting the specific roles that they have gotten without it. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure they probably could. So I guess there's arguments.
As far as I knew, nobody really knew who Jonah Scott was in the furry fandom before Beastars.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And plus, he's kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So he was kind of doing, like, I know he does Twitch streaming, but he's not really just voice acting. You know, he's doing his own side hobbies. So that's what I'm saying. I don't really see a lot of voice actors when they're doing their other hobbies. They're doing things that are not voice actor related. And I'm not sure if that's because the experience that they have is what made them, you know, get the big picture spots of characters, because they have to impress the directors and the person that's in charge of the projects. That's what I'm talking about. But when it comes to just making game content, yes, you do need an audience. And yes, when it comes to, you know, getting the big pictures, you do need some help with marketing. I get that part. and you do need an agent.
Yeah.
So, but I think the most important thing is that they started somewhere. When when they were doing voice acting, they probably were where I was at one point, and they were just building up their skills, their foundation, all these things. So I think that's more important first, because I see a lot of voice actors with a lot of talent, but they don't really put in the hard work to build on that foundation. Because like I said before, earlier in this episode, that talent can only get you so far because hard work will always beat talent. You can, if you guys want a good example of somebody who didn't have a lot of talent but is one of the greatest athletes of all time, look at Tom Brady. If you guys know, if watching these sports.
One thing I could mention to back up what I was saying with numbers, it's like when you're trying to get a degree, right? You're going to do exams throughout your year to see if you're going to be able to do the final exam. Now, if you're not looking at your grades when you do those quizzes along the year, if you don't look at your grades, you'll never know if you're actually doing well in that subject, English, maths, history, anything like that. So this is why I'm saying that checking your numbers is actually kind of a good thing, basically, because it'll tell you if you're performing well, if you're having good grades along the year, so that at the end of the year, when you're getting your master's degrees, your doctorate, or whatever, you actually get it, which is you being a successful content creator. It kind of lines up.
Whiplash, what I was about to ask you one thing.
Well,
which
Hital was gonna say something.
No, I need Whiplash to be talking.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here being small.
Sorry.
Yes, that is very...
I'm sorry.
So how would you define success as a content creator, whether it's be numbers, engagement, or something else?
Yeah, see, here's the thing is, this is where I can shine, because obviously... Do it for fun. Here's the thing is, when I first started, I did content creation for fun. I still do it for fun. But also finding out what you excel in versus what other people do on, TikTok. I excelled in just making stupid content in my fursuit, and it kicked off. And then I hopped on VR, and then I started doing the top and bottom thing, which I was trying to say I was like the very, very first one to do it, but I kicked it off pretty much. Because obviously... I excel through that entire standpoint on that situation. But another thing would be too is don't do videos so much as well, because it will wear you out, and that's what happened with me.
Yes.
And I kind of took too many far in between breaks between making videos, and now I think TikTok's algorithm has just left me behind. I'm getting back into posting twice a week, but if you don't stay consistent with your video up schedule, and the algorithm will just pretty much leave you behind. But when it comes to doing what you want to do not post every day. That is not a good thing for you, and it's not a good thing for your channel, because one, you'll run out of ideas very quickly, and two, those video ideas that you have, you could put more effort and time into to make them even funnier, make them more better. And that's what I've been trying to do with mine. That's what I've always done with mine, but it's just, after doing so many videos, you start losing ideas. But I need to think more. I'm getting more back. I'm getting more into them. But don't, Stream said, views do matter. But also how good and quality of your content is also what matters too. Because that will show... that will get drawn into the algorithm, especially if people start seeing it more often, and it will get pushed out there for more furries and more people to see. Regardless, people will see it if it's furries or furry haters. Trust me, when all my videos blew up in the past, it was just a bunch of furries, and then there was a sprinkle of furry haters. But you're always gonna have them. I still have them every once in a while.
I was gonna even ask you another question,
because it links the different styles.
But yes, you can definitely link on to the other things, but definitely word choices definitely helps what you do. But then again, I don't think Whiplash doesn't really necessarily care about that. I think he just cares about having fun. That's what I need you to get from his point, because you're doing it to be serious. He's just doing it for fun.
No, wait. No, that's not true. That is not true. I'm doing it for fun as well. I do it for fun. The reason why, look, the proof, I haven't posted anything in 2 months. I want to grow, yes, but I'm not gonna burn myself out, and I'm gonna do it because I enjoy doing it. And those videos, I kind of see myself as a DJ, right? So a DJ in a venue, he doesn't put music to make himself dance. He puts music to make other people dance. And if the other people are dancing, then he's having a good time because he's like, yeah, I'm doing it my job, I'm doing it right, and I enjoy doing it. The content, the videos, I make them, I'm laughing, I'm having a good time doing it. And the thing is, I'm so overwhelmed with life right now and my business that has really launched that I'm like, you know what, if I do more stuff, I'm gonna burn myself out, and I don't want to do that. So this is why there's been a lack of content on my end. But I have a lot of ideas. Like, my mind is blowing up with ideas, but my comedy play has been taking all my free time, which is ending.
You've been at it for like a whole
week.
month. You've been at it that whole thing for a whole month, and then I was gonna say another question. I was going to ask you another question. So,
Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I stem off what he said real quick before you ask the question?
Go ahead.
I was going to say myself, personally, I made my own TikTok, like, I want to say, like, a couple weeks ago for the first time. I haven't posted a video in, like, actually in those couple of weeks, and honestly, I also have so many ideas that I want to do. But I don't know how to convey them at all because I have a very limited amount of VR stuff. So,
I'll tell you what. I'll talk to you later about what we can discuss, and maybe you can take into my suggestion.
I do want to finish what I was going to say, though, because...
Go ahead.
I'm still not done, though. So, also... Oh, crap. Now I say that I have something to say, and my mind went blank. Of course.
Do you want me to come back at you? Or, okay.
It was... man, what was it? Yes, come back.
All right, I'm going to ask you another question, Hital. Okay, let me ask you this. How do you balance creating content that you are passionate about versus what your audience wants to see?
That is a really good question, and I've never thought about that before, actually. So the content that I make has really been oriented towards my own views, I guess. I usually make stuff that I like, or like some goofy stuff, or anything that I find pleasurable. I don't think I've ever really oriented my content towards like what the audience wants. But then again, sometimes I have when people ask for certain stuff. Like on Twitch, if somebody asks
it's more
me to play
like
a
when
game
the
that they
audience wants a general broad thing. It's usually the general broad thing they want to see. But I would say like there has to be a balance of what you want to do and what they want, because I feel like if you give too much of other things that people want to see, then you're not necessarily going to be happy about what the content you are doing. And I was
always afraid
victim of that. I went through a depressing stage in my life where I just wasn't... I didn't even know who I was at that point. And so I had to back off a little bit. And then I discovered I wanted to do this, and then I wanted to do music, and I wanted to do, voice acting. And I'm kind of glad that I took that step back.
I was always afraid to become a content creator in the first place because of that, because I was afraid that like I would probably take what people say for granted and basically drag myself into the ground. But I've learned over the years that you shouldn't take what people say into heart, because there are going to be people like that throughout your life who are trying to drag you down and use you like a rug. Honestly, from my point of view, I've talked to therapists. I'm currently studying psychology in college. You really just have to take breaks, drink water, deep breaths, go outside, that kind of stuff. I don't really let social media impact me as much as I used to, and content creation as a whole as well. Because I remember when I used to start doing it, I used to get those people in school laughing at me like, "Hey, I found your YouTube channel. Wow, you're so stupid," that kind of thing. And I kind of let the bullying take over, and I also was in that kind of depressive, like, imposter syndrome of, man, am I even gonna make it through junior high or middle school or high school? But it just kind of died after a couple years, and I just kind of, like, let it go and just let it be after I graduated, because at the end of the day, people are gonna always try to drag you down, and I just say,
Well, the people
screw
that
it.
will drag you down are the people that don't even want to take the leap themselves.
Exactly.
And so
yeah.
they
They're
want to bring
jealous,
you
they
down
envy your
because they
success.
can't do it themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly what my mom has always told me, and to that I totally agree, because bullies are usually people who are going through their own struggles and taking it out on you for a specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a number of jealousy. Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
can
I
either
was
be
gonna say.
envious. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Whiplash.
So, I was gonna say, when it comes to views on a video, to be fair, this is with everyone, because, I mean, no one cannot just look at a video that's doing bad and be like, yeah, that's whatever. Always take, if a video is not doing well, just take it with a grain of salt, and just go at it next time better, with a better idea if you can, or with a better just setup. Because, I mean, when you get good views on a video, I mean, that's always like a rush. There's always like a rush of adrenaline. Like, you're happy, everyone is
endorphin.
seeing it, you're making people laugh. Yeah, everyone's laughing, everyone is having a good time with it. Now, I mean, of course, you will have those bad videos. Like, it happens regardless. It happens with everyone.
Oh yeah.
You put
yeah.
a lot of time and effort. You put like hours on those videos, and it barely gets 1,000 views. And then
Oh,
you
I
do the
hate
thing where you
that
just flex
so
your
much.
pec, and you get 50,000 views. I'm
you
like,
thought
I didn't
it was
do
a good,
anything.
it was a good idea, and then it was like, bah, algorithm doesn't
That's
like it.
why all the videos I do, I talk to my friends on my Discord. I'm like, hey, I have this idea. So I brainstorm. I put a lot of thought and process in every single video. This is why I put the bar so high. It's because I ask people around, I make the content, I show a friend, like, hey, what do you think? Should I tweak this? I'm like, oh, you should say this instead. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And it always ends up coming up awesome. I never do videos where like, oh, I have an idea. Let's go record it, and I do it out and then I post it. I never do that. I always put time and effort. Every single video, they can take anywhere from 1 week to a month of brainstorming, talking to friends, and like putting quality in your content. I know there's a lot of people that like to do like lip singing or like music dub videos, or they do the MMD worlds. It's okay if you want to do that, but it's it's like there's no effort. There's no effort. If you're going to be making a singing video, which at least trying to keep it within the parameters of that 7 to 15 seconds, or at maximum 30 seconds, because after that it gets repetitive and people will just swipe you. But if you're going to be making like a lip singing video, try to have different shots, different angles, make it fun, make it entertaining, but just don't stand in the camera and just sing. Do more.
If you're gonna do,
make it
if you're gonna
entertaining.
definitely do some more of that, which would be singing, and that would be like, if you're gonna do singing, actually do the singing. Yeah, don't
do
like
the
don't follow the
actual
audio.
And
I was
put
gonna
like
say
15 or 20 seconds, and then put a link to your YouTube channel where you have the full 3-minute video. That's the proper way to do it. You have to
Go ahead,
understand how
Whiplash.
TikTok works, the platform, and then adapt your content to it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
you're so animated today.
Well,
Yes,
I
yes.
wasn't there last week. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's a content.
I was-
It's a subject I'm passionate about.
I mean, the same. So here's the thing: is you want to know my easiest video that I've ever posted? The easiest one, like the one that made me like I literally put almost no effort into it. It's my most viewed one I have on my channel.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
It's the one where it started with the top and bottom. I actually have to take a look at it because it's been years. Give me a second.
Is that
I
the
think
one
it's
with
my
a
only
million
video I have.
views?
So
Yeah, the
videos like
1.4
that,
million.
where you put the minimal amount of effort and it becomes really successful, those are very rare. They don't happen often. And
It's
then
because
that's
me
stupid. I'm
and
like,
Bottoms.
I can't believe
That's
that's
right.
5 seconds.
That's right.
Definitely our most
it was
popular
the,
video. Yeah. Hell, even our most popular
I will
video,
say-
Whiplash,
I will
is the
say,
top and bottom bunk bed joke that we did.
Yeah, but there's effort. Like, you did multiple shots and like different takes. There was effort and quality in that content.
See,
It
I've
was
done that
beautifully made.
before, and I want to say this to everybody listening. There's a video out there somewhere that has 1.1 million views of like IRL me lip syncing to a video in a cosplay, and it was. I was like, this
I
was
wanna
like
see
a
that.
couple years ago. I was, I literally all I did was a black and white filter, and I wore a jacket. That was it. That was literally
That's it.
That
And
was
that-
it. And I
No.
I did the shots. I did the angles. Yeah.
And you're saying that was the video that shouldn't have gotten big as it did, is what you're saying.
No.
It should not. No. Usually,
It's
if you
such
look
a
at
weird
this type
thing.
of content, it doesn't catch
I
on.
find it.
Just
No.
look at the
you know
numbers.
what's so
They'll
upsetting
tell you.
about that though? I make content that's like, hey guys, I hope your day's going great. My day's going fine. Those the videos get like maybe 20 likes. Videos of me lip syncing to random like songs or just like stupid
But
crap.
Do
Gets
you like actually move and
millions
do
of
funny
views.
things when you're like lip syncing, or you're just
Yes.
standing still and you're just like
yes I do.
blah blah blah, just like
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm not a robot.
I like the,
No,
but the thing is that what is the one video that people seem to, it was not that much effort into this video, but it was great for the one purpose only because it was not supposed to happen, which is the video where you said you first saw me, which is with my grandma calling me hella gay. So, that video, the thing is that what made that video great, and it didn't really require a lot of effort, it was just perfect timing. The reason why it was perfect timing is because she wasn't supposed to say that, and my reaction was real. So,
yeah. So it's
That's
unexpected.
good.
Like, you don't expect it at all. People, they like those videos where like you see it's like 2 or 3 seconds, and you know those perfect cut videos where the guy is about to fall and the video cuts just at the moment where you're like, oh god, this was gonna end bad, or something random happens. Those, they always catch on, and they're very short videos. They don't have to be very long.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I will never understand the TikTok algorithm and why that video is so popular.
weird.
But I want to start making VR chat content instead of like IRL content because I want to be more in touch with the fandom than I am with myself. If that makes sense.
that's fair. I would say the first video I ever watched of Mr. Dance over here in the showers video. I saw that video. I was like, good God. This guy is so bold.
So here's the thing.
Remember-
So what I like doing, I kind of do what drag queen does, right? They find the line of what is acceptable and not acceptable, and you just dance on it. That's exactly what I did. I tested the algorithm, like, see if I was gonna get banned, and it's like everybody had a clear picture of what the hell is going on. But if you look at it as an objective standpoint, there is blurring, so there's no like nudity. It is very subjective, but I've seen guys that were wearing like Spider-Man suits, and the guy rubbed one off right before filming the video, and the camera is aiming right at his crotch, and I could see the curvature of his cucumber, let's just say. And I'm like, this is actually unacceptable in my opinion. Like, this is too far.
That is
They
disgusting.
never get taken down. Like, these videos are still up. I'm like, if that passes, me walking that shower thing, that's gonna be fine. So
Yeah.
So the thing is that there's a
so
lot
many-
of like double standards because we're furries, and that's the only reason why
Yes.
our videos get banned when we do something similar to what they do, because that's it. But I'm like, whatever.
Honestly, if I may, the furry fandom, honestly, in normies' eyes, has been terribly sexualized, and I think that's a problem. because sometimes versus when a normal person does it and a furry does it, I feel like people would go.
It's funny how
after
these people are
furries more
saying
than-
that we're doing that, but the thing is, these normal people that make content are doing the exact same thing, so they're no different than we
Exactly.
are.
And that's what makes me
Oh,
so
wait.
upset.
It's two things. It's
The
two things,
cosplay
though.
community. The cosplay community. There's some girls that do
Oh, yeah, well, that
cosplay,
too.
some guys.
Yeah.
They know they're sexy and they're handsome, and they will wear outfits where you can almost see the underside of her boobs, or the guy can see his crotch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fine,
I
and
don't
we're
get it.
not fine. What the hell?
And I don't get it.
This is so
I make
unfair.
like a sex joke on TikTok and it gets taken down.
All it takes is just saying,
That's
oh no, all it
ridiculous.
takes for
Seriously,
most of the
like, no,
users.
there was this Minecraft trend where someone would take like a Minecraft item and make a sentence out of it. I did that, and it got banned.
Oh.
It got content.
absolutely-
No, you know the reason is?
It had,
I'll tell you what the reason is.
Get this,
It's
though.
the most
It had
stupid
11
reason, though.
million views.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you the
and
reason
got
why it got
taken
banned.
down.
It's just one word, furry. That's it. That's all they
Furry,
need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And I wasn't wearing a
Because-
fursuit. I was just me. But the moment that I have like the word either plastered on my profile or like have an animal profile picture, I get instantly targeted. And it is
Yep.
so infuriating.
So you have to
Because
adapt
normally
yourself
think we're
to
doing
that,
something.
too.
That's why.
Oh,
Normally
I don't
think we're
care,
doing
though.
something.
I'll tell you what,
That's the
I
problem.
do not care about the people that hate on us because at the end of the day, they still have not taken me down. I don't know why. They just haven't. They haven't
I
even
was
taken
banned
him
once.
down.
I was banned
Huh?
once and I had
I've
my
been-
account back.
Furry haters have
Stream
never
had-
taken us down.
No,
Take
they
stream down.
never will.
I thought you-
They will never take me down. That's never gonna happen
I-
because here's the thing. Like, I know who I am as a person. That goes back to the self-esteem episode, but I don't need some random moron on the internet tell me who I am as a person. I know I'm a good
Yeah.
person. I know I'm doing the best. My friends can vouch for me. So it's not just some rando on the freaking internet that's gonna tell me, "Oh, your content is trash and you
Yeah,
you
honestly-
suck and I don't think
I'll tell it to anybody
It
who
makes
wants
me
to
laugh,
say the
actually.
content is
I
trash,
laugh
though.
at them.
If you want to
Honestly,
say
if
our
you-
content
if you-
is trash, let me tell you one thing real quick. If you want to say our content is trash, go make the effort to make your own and compare your work to ours.
If
Thank
you
you
want to
for
look at
commenting
my
on my videos. You're telling TikTok
And if
algorithm
you want,
you like my
if
stuff,
you want
so
us
you'll
to,
get more of my
and,
stuff.
and if you want, we can give you like
You just call this episode talking over each other.
no.
Yes,
So the
it's
thing is
pretty
that
much-
we'll say
Honestly-
this. It's
Well,
the
one
thing.
more thing,
The
one
thing
more
is, I was gonna say this. If you want to have criticism about our work, we'll give you constructive criticism.
Yes, definitely.
Honestly, if you look at my Twitter, I have nothing to be canceled for, and honestly, I would be very surprised if somebody tried to cancel me.
Come at me, I'm ripped.
Yeah. No, it's more than that. No, the voice. Okay, I won't say specifically because this is a all ages podcast, but the content that I do is not for children. So, I'm
Voice
I'm
acting.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What's some
Honestly, like
what's
come at me.
what's some spice to it?
Spice.
Yeah, I had some kids that flamed me in the comment section. I'm like, I'm not forcing you to watch my content. If you don't want to watch my stuff,
There
do
was
it.
this
But I'm
guy-
perfectly legal.
There
And I'm
was this
like, you
guy
know
on
what?
Twitter-
I'll serve you a favor. I'll block you, so that way you'll never see me again, and I'm not gonna bother you anymore. Yeah, have
There
a
was
good
a
day.
guy
Bye-bye.
on Twitter who had the audacity and the time to send a 10 comment thread about how badly my voice acting was. Imagine taking the time and effort to write that on a furry porn post.
Let me ask you this: was this guy even a voice actor
Priorities,
himself?
right?
I think I don't even know. It was just a random Joe on Twitter.
If you're not a voice, okay. So let me point this out: if you are not a voice actor, don't try to make criticism of other people's
Yeah,
work.
like
Unless-
you don't have the jurisdiction
Who are you?
nor the
Hmm.
credentials to tell me who I am and what to do. I have my fair share of experience.
when you have no experience with it. Don't
The audacity.
Okay. Look,
go ahead, Whiplash.
It's okay. Hey, we're going back to this. Normies don't like us because, one, they think we do stuff in animals, and two, they think our hobby's weird. But who cares? They probably have weird hobbies that no one knows about because they keep it under wraps because they want to be like normal people. Two, people want to make fun of furries, even for voice acting or for us doing videos or for what we enjoy, because they have something going on that's deep down inside their mind that's affecting them so badly they need to take out their anger or aggression on someone else to make themselves feel better, acting like they're doing something good in the world when they're actually doing something bad in the world, and trying to actually make people feel bad about themselves for doing something good they are trying to do and make people happy. But I mean, hey, what are we gonna do? I mean, we can't get away from these people regardless. Just be yourself, be happy, do what you do, make yourself happy, make other people happy in the same fandom that you come from. Just don't worry about these people. They're everywhere. They're always going to exist, no matter what. They're going to exist on Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube, or literally any social platform that exists. They even might even come onto a furry website to say some stuff in the comment sections. Just don't worry about them. Trust me, I've dealt with them enough. Never let them get to you, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to argue with them. They want you to acknowledge them. They want you to give them your second of your day to give them time that you read their comment.
Yeah.
And reply to it.
It's just attention seeking.
You know, I didn't even
Whiplash said it, everyone. Whiplash said it. He said everything you guys need to hear.
Yes.
That was like my entire thought process spewed out into one paragraph.
You just pretty much just said it quickly.
I hope we get a clip that for TikTok.
That was really fast too. You really just wanted to just let it out.
I didn't even have the willpower. I didn't even have the willpower nor the patience to even respond to that. So I just left it alone.
Yeah, they're trolls. I mean, trolls still exist. Trolls existed back when the internet started. Trolls will exist now. It's just time.
Yeah.
There are people who are literally like, oh god, what was that?
But anyways, guys, I wanted to say this. Go ahead. Say your last thing, because
I was just gonna say there are people that just troll for fun because they bring in pain onto people, like anguish and sadness and depression, and they kind of get off to that. Never give it to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because life is really boring when you live in your parents' basement and you have no social life. So it's really fun to be a troll on the internet. Makes life spicy for them.
Yes, it does indeed. But I will say this, though. You guys have anything more to say?
No, I honestly, Whiplash covered everything I was thinking about.
I mean, I could keep on talking, but I'll stop it. I'll end it right there.
I have so much to say, but honestly, I don't think we have the time for it.
No, we don't.
No, that's what I was going to get to. So before I end this episode, I want to say, leave a comment down below to tell us also what you guys would like to do for content creation. Or if you guys are already doing content creation, what are the future projects would you like to do? Leave us a comment and we'll definitely check it out. But until then, we'll see you guys next week on Top Dogs Podcast with another episode. Until then, have a good evening. Stay awesome. Don't let anybody tell you you cannot
everybody.
do something. Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight. Good boys.
And that's a wrap.
And everyone.
Oh my god, we were so animated.
Well, here's the thing. I realized my
steam was going on.
I was so... Words.
I held back a lot. You have no idea how much I held back.
I was pulling back until that last
Hello,
second.
handsome.
At least you spoke when I told you to.
I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me. Well,
Don't
it's
leave
been
yet.
a pleasure.
Don't leave yet.
I'm not leaving.
Don't leave.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Oh, fucking
I'm not leaving.
Did your dog just jump on you?
Oh wait, I have to put everyone's voice up.
No.
I'm just being a silly.
Oh,
I was about to Chevy D jump on you
today.
The big dog
New
just
avatar.
jumping on
Oh
you.
my gosh.
I'm taller than you.
I was just thanking everybody.
Oh, Zara's here.
Just wait until I get the avatar scaler on this.
Hey.
What is these?
I'll be
On the
inside
VA
her.
club once the episode comes out.
Yeah.
We can put up
Yeah, we
something
can
on
put
the
up,
sec first.
Yeah.
Unless the VA club likes to hear audio platform links.
Good boy. Alright, take the picture so stream can leave. He has a guest over.
Whiplash launched
Yes,
himself
let's
like a
do this.
pinball launcher.
I also have to work. I have work in like 5 minutes.
Oh gosh,
much so.
hurry up and take the picture, Dave.
Alright, wait, let's go.
Frick.
Let's go.
Oui, bois. Woo,
wait.
bois, oui,
Am I in the picture?
bois. Excuse my random noises. I'm trying to keep my mouth open.
Hold on. I took the wrong
That's
camera
good.
out.
You get- That's why.
Man, the picture. Perfect.
Yeah, everyone
Take another
pose.
one.
Get your beast maze out.
We.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Oh, I have to take it from behind.
Ah!
You gotta
Don't
take it from
gonna
behind. I know, right?
It's not the first time he said that.
Right.
Arf.
Right. Alright, good. Thank you.
Thank you, Coltyn.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you everybody
Thank you,
for
Sakura.
having me. It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate all of you. You guys are great.
Yeah, have a good day.
Though. You're not wrong.
Thanks, Idol.
I actually wasn't trying to make that into a giant TikTok
You did a
spiel,
great
but hey,
job.
I guess it works.
So give him a big hug.
you.
Hey,
Thank you.
bless
I'd
you.
love to do an episode just
Where
about
I will be
coaching
cuteness.
people for doing TikTok content.
Not cute. Exactly.
I don't have a lot
Also,
of
you could-
followers.
You
I like how you did know you're not cute.
I'm not
That's how
regularly
we
everywhere
post
today.
the
That was
Whiplash.
great.
regularly. I know I can grow.
I'm not cute.
I just
Thank you for having me on your stream.
I'm
It
not.
meant a lot.
Adorable as well, I'll take.
No problem. Glad to have
He
you.
was
Thank
really
you.
talking
We're
about. I
all
had
talking
to
over
step
each other for
in.
some
I'm not
reason.
even gonna lie. I got very emotional during that.
Yeah, give me steppies. Give me steppies, daddy.
Yeah.
I was trying my best to
Arf.